Another Austin artist I've ensnared in our little web up here as he's traipsing across the Pacific Northwest. If you were here for the Pat Byrne Barn Burner, this is affectionately referred to as the Plank Burner. I'm going to call it the Plank Defroster after this, but we really appreciate you being here. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to introduce my musical hero and friend. If you'll listen to one song and know why he's a musical hero, and you'll have one conversation with him, and you'll know why he's a friend. It's true. I'm gonna choke myself up. Jeff Plankenhorn, aka Plank.
Oh man, after that introduction, I can hardly wait to hear me. Really nice. All right, everybody. Thanks for having me. It didn't work. Got a new thing with playing with a coat on. It's new for me. Just another homesick child, tired of running wild, ready to stand trial, move on. Oh, I'm guilty in your sight, show some mercy tonight. I can't make it through the fight alone. Oh, but oh, no, now, Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I work it all out. But please, please, just shine enough light on me that I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Keep me out. As I'm trying to make some sense of this world I'm up against, Lord, I know my best defense is your love. When the struggle gets insane, oh, the lesson is full of pain, keep me calling out your name with love. Oh, but oh, no, now, Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I work it all out. But please, please, just shine enough light on me that I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Keep me out. bottom of my heart till I see one little star start to shine. I will climb the mountain, I'll reach up to the sky till you open up my eyes so blind. Oh, but oh, no, now, Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I work it all out. But please, please, just shine enough light on me that I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Keep me under shadow of doubt. Keep me under shadow of Thank you. Simple kind of pleasures, that's what I'm all about. Independent contracts and 18 wheels, and I got a little taste of how freedom feels. There go everything is green in California, yeah. Sometimes you gotta hustle to earn your pay. And I got flat tire, heavy load, supposed to haul it in 3 hours ago. Want someone help the poor boy on the side of the road? I got a flat tire. With a truck full of plums and some mystery boxes. I don't know where they come from. I don't ask questions. So why can't I lie about the drop off the payload? The reasons why I feel everybody needs a little relaxation. Hey, that comes from the ground. Who am I to say? Driving and driving, I'm making good time. I see 50 pounds of rubber banging off on my side. Flat tire, heavy load. Supposed to hold it in 5 hours ago. Want someone help a poor boy on the side of the road? I got a flat tire for the go. Agriculture served from a Golden State wholesaler. Open up the back while we're waiting on the tow. I get a little bit hungry driving up and down this road. 20 minutes later he throws me like my keys. He says, I hope you don't mind. I grab me a handful of these and then tips his hat and says, have a nice day. It was another afternoon in the USA. Flat tire, heavy load, supposed to haul it in several hours ago. Hey, you put up a poor boy on the side of the road. Yeah, flat tire, little further to go. Oh, little further to go. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. All right, well, you know, obviously, this is the first time that a number of you have appeared before me. So I imagine you're a little nervous. I know if I saw me walk up here with this weird thing, I don't know what I'd think. I've been very fortunate. I've always never done anything but made my living playing music. I feel very lucky. I just play these songs and travel around and play them for people, and it's a pretty charmed life. Come on in, y'all. It's a good time to acknowledge and thank our hosts here, Justin and Janine. Thank you so much for that. I do love being had. But, that last song that I played, I wrote with a friend of mine from Austin, Texas, named Scrappy Judd Newcomb. We're big fans of the old Chuck Berry songs, because, old Chuck Berry songs would have, like, a story. They always had a story. There was a beginning and a middle and an end, and you could follow the arc. And so I wanted one for my weird toy guitar here, and Scrappy was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. But we're also big fans of Quentin Tarantino movies. You know what I mean? And I'm specifically talking about the ones where, like, at the end of the movie, it's the way history should have happened. You thinking about some of the movies that I'm thinking about right now? But we wanted our guy in that story who didn't know what he was getting into to have a good ending. And I like doing that sometimes with stories. Rewriting history is a good thing to do, as long as you're not, teaching it. But about 2016, I lived in Austin, Texas for 20 years, and in 2016 I got the bright idea at the ripe age of 43 to start a solo career. And I'm 51, it's going pretty great. But, oh, thanks, I wasn't going to milk you for it, but I appreciate that very much. I had a song that kind of got on, like, quote unquote Americana radio around the country, just some college stations and stuff like that, KRFC in Fort Collins and K-Pig out in California and some other stuff. And I had to start saying no to the people I was playing with. It was very humbling. They'd ask me to play a gig, I couldn't play it anymore because I had my own gigs. And the song that got me started is a surprise as much to me as it was to anybody else, because it's 5 minutes and 40 seconds long, so that's kind of a trip. It's not exactly the happiest little ditty I ever wrote. But you never know what's going to connect with people. We write these things, but we don't know. I'm a big fan of a writer named Patty Griffin. We got any Patty Griffin fans in here? I wasn't name dropping her, but she is on one of my albums. Because whenever anybody name drops, they're just trying to make themselves appear one rung higher on the entertainment ladder, leaned against the wall of illusion and broken dreams. In fact, I was talking about that with Hayes Carl the other day. He agrees with me, it's a disgusting habit. But anyway, so I was visiting my mom, who's in Ohio. Where's my Toledo buddy? Where you at? All right. Yeah. So I was born and raised in Ohio and then Michigan, and then I lived in Texas for 20 years. But anyway, I went and I visited my mom in Ohio. She wanted to hear the song that was on the radio. I said, "Oh, Mom, it's kind of a sad song, I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'll wait for you. Am I interrupting you? Okay, no. I said, "No, Mom, that's kind of a sad song." And she said, "No, I really, really want to hear it." And we were in our living room, my mom's living room, and I didn't have a square neck guitar like this, so I grabbed the guitar out of the corner and I turned it sideways, and I didn't have a slide, so I grabbed like a butter knife and I started playing this song. And I played this song for my mom, and I got done. And I kid you not, my mom goes, "Jeffrey," so something's up. She said, "Jeffrey, that was beautiful." And I was like, "Cool, my mom digs it, that's right, all right, cool." My mom, she goes, "Can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Of course." And she goes, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, Mom, not every song is completely autobiographical. This is the song, so." my home. I drink my whiskey all alone. Temptation got me on the run. Mama's son don't hurt no one. Don't want no trouble. Don't want no trouble. Trouble find me. Trouble find me with nothing going right, and no hope is left inside. I should be praying to the Lord. Don't want about her tonight. Trouble find me. Trouble find me. Well, I wish, oh, I could move on. Redemption too far gone. Now I'm left. Don't ever be where I've been or will be. It's when I'm down, and I'm always down. It seems trouble find me, yeah. I can't take it no more. All this knocking on my door. Nothing's on the other side, but still I'm always open wide. Oh, and I don't want no trouble, no. I'm okay now. I tell that story a lot. And when I was playing a house concert right after I got started, and I was playing a house concert in Long Island, New York, and I got done, and a lady who was in the second row, I didn't say anything. She just looks up at me and she goes, "I can see why your mother was worried." And I was like, I didn't even ask. She just let it out, and I'm like, oh, she gets it. So, unlike y'all, I've been landlocked every place I live my whole life until about 4 years ago when I moved from Austin, Texas to Vancouver Island. So I live up in Campbell River where my wife is from, and yeah, I'm married up in a lot of ways. But it's like an adventure for me because, I don't know why my people migrated to Ohio. I think it was jobs, We were kind of talking about Toledo and Mansfield. Have you ever seen the movie Shawshank Redemption? That's our prison. That's Mansfield, Ohio for you right there. And, best part, that was the women's prison. So, Mansfield, steel town. I don't know why my people were there, but I really, really, really love being on the water, and I love being near water and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, it's calming, and I love it. Where we live right now, we live up on top of this little hill in a little house, and it's overlooking the town of Campbell River, and then you see the docks, and then behind that you see Quadra Island, and then you see like a whole bunch of other little islands like Cortez and other ones, and then behind that you see the mainland, and right there you can see the Pacific Coastal Mountain Range. I mean, that's just morning coffee. Y'all know what that's like, right? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But it's kind of crept into my writing whether I like it or not. And so the title track to this, the latest album that I did, I was looking out the window one day and I just started thinking about this character who wanted to maybe stow away on a ship and see how far they could get, but not go so far away that they couldn't get back to the people they loved. Tugboat, fisherboat, sailboat, yacht, freighter, dory, skiffle, boats, where are you going? Where have you been? Can I hitch a ride and see my story begin? I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. Really wanna fare my days alone, 'cause I'm oh so tired. Sunlight shine on snow white sea. Cool breeze of warm winds never fail. When all is said and done, I still should have a little fun. But who will leave behind you when you run? I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. Really wanna fare my days alone, 'cause I've grown so tired. I really wanna dream dreams of angels, find something better in the in-between. Really wanna be okay, being alone at sea. Then we drift so hard, I don't make time to say I love, or at least not the way I should. When we're gonna find out all is already good, I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. Really wanna fare my days alone, 'cause I've grown so tired. I really wanna dreams of angels, find something better and be in between. Really wanna be okay, being alone at sea. Took more fishing boats, sailboats. Oh, thanks very much. I'm going to be playing in Portland in a couple of days. Tomorrow I'm playing in Seattle. The next day I'm playing in Portland, you know. And yeah, super cool, super cool. So I was playing in Portland about, I don't know, 6 months ago, and I realized that, when I was a little kid, I sang opera and stuff. I was a boy soprano, and I had the real freak of nature kind of voice. The choir director would come in and say, "Jeff, sing this note," and he'd play a note on the piano, and I'd go, "Ooh." They go, "Ooh," singing tune. I was a weird kid, but we sang in lots of languages. You know, we sang in German and Italian and French. And last year, I was kind of putting out this new album, or about a year and a half ago now. And I was like, it's time. I lived in Texas, which is pretty much a bilingual country, and of its own. And then I moved to Canada, which actually is a bilingual country, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to record that song. I recorded that song in both Spanish and French, and I put out versions of it. It's great. My Spotify numbers in Paris have gone up quite a bit, which is cool. I'm not getting there anywhere, but I'm not getting there anytime soon. But it's still kind of cool. But I love language, and there was when I was people are like, oh, do you speak French and Spanish? I'm like, oh no. No, I just do like what opera singers do, which is you just work really, really, really hard on the translation with people who know. And so I wrote the Spanish version with a friend of mine from a band called Del Castillo. I'm sure you've seen them in Robert Rodriguez films a lot, and then a drummer friend of mine who was from France named Nico Leofant. And I remember when I was working on the Spanish version, there was like something we couldn't really figure out how to say in Spanish, you know. And that's another thing I love about language is like sometimes there's things that just like don't get said, or there's things that are only in another language. Like we couldn't find a good stowaway, a line for stowaway, especially not one to fit the meter. And what we ended up on was like, I'm gonna mess it up now and sound bad, so forgive me. It was like there's part of the song when I say, "Can I hitch a ride and see my story begin?" It's like kind of setting up the first chorus. It's like, oh, he's gonna take off, go down the water a little bit. And so it was like, "Puedo irme de viaje para ver mi vida comenzar," which is like, can I go with you, and see my life begin? And I love that, see my story, see my life were kind of the same thing. It was really cool. And then it reminded me at the show when I was telling the story that I used to know this bluegrass cat. I promise this story's going somewhere. I'll get there eventually. He used to love to be on stage, this bluegrass guy, and he would always say, "We're tickled to death." Say, "We're tickled to death to have Mike Compton on the mandolin, and we're tickled to death to be here in Squim, and we're tickled to death to play for you tonight." And he had an article, an interview for a Japanese magazine, and it was translated into Japanese and then retranslated back into English, and "tickled to death" turned into, he scratches himself until he dies. I love language. It's cool. For those who are following along, this is an old Oahu. It's a Hawaiian instrument, and it's a square neck. It's kind of like, most people know the dobro. That's the one that's got the hubcap in it. They play it in bluegrass a lot. This one I actually bought in Seattle a few years ago because I needed to find something. When I play my band shows, I play electric slide, and it's loud and proud, and believe it or not, I don't talk very much. That's funny for a reason. But, so I had to find something for when I went out and did the solo gig, and I found this, and it's a it's from the 40s. It's a student model, square neck acoustic, made by Oahu. And I like to tell people, because it's true, that these are high quality Hawaiian instruments from the 40s, made in Cleveland. Because they actually are made in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I love her.
I keep a guitarsenal, thanks, that's my word, guys. I keep a guitarsenal down in Texas and another one in Canada, so I don't have to fly with guitars as much. So I have two of those, and two of everything that's important for the gigs. I was mentioning earlier to Hayden that this is the first gig I've ever played with a toque on. Or, I'm sorry, with a Scully. I've been in Canada too long, I said toque. You knew what I meant? But the interesting thing is, 2 weeks ago I played the very first gig I've ever played in bare feet, because I was in Hawaii. And I was playing gigs in Hawaii, and they were like, you don't go in the house from the lanai with your shoes on. It's like Japan that way. But in Japan, I never had to take my shoes off to play a gig. And I've always been kind of anti. You know the guys that play in no shoes? You know, you see that every once in a while. I've always been kind of not a big fan of that. Because the stages that I've played on my whole life, you'd have to get a tetanus shot every time, you know? I'm serious. The things that people spit and do on the stages, man, you wouldn't want to be barefoot on that. In fact, I was on stage with this one guy, I won't name drop him, but we were on stage, and Hayden, I was telling you about this, but I didn't tell him the kicker. We're on stage, and I'm backing up this guy, and he's got a harmonica rack. We're at Green Hall in Texas, right? And that's my family over there. No, and he's got a harmonica rack, and he's going to grab a harmonica in the middle of the song. So he goes over and he grabs his harmonica, and he puts it in his rack, and I'm taking a solo, and he's kind of coming over to me, and he drops the harmonica on the stage. And then he looks at the harmonica, and then he looks at me, and then he goes,
He just walks away.
it was gone. There was no more harmonica after that. Hey, could I also get you guys to give a round of applause to Jonas Myers, who opened up. I'm going to get him back up here a little bit later, but I think he could have been just a little less stellar. It would have been good. We have this thing, it's called Taking a Dive. You should work that. My wife says that my sarcasm doesn't sound like sarcasm. She's probably right. This is a pretty cool thing you guys got going here. I've been looking for a place outside of Campbell River to do a thing. Does anybody know about the Levon Helm Ramble? Some of the people, this is a perfect place for a ramble, man. This is a perfect place. What's that? It's a perfect place. You know, what happened was Levon was short from the band, you know, Levon Helm. He was short on rent one month, and so they threw a rent party, and they did it in his barn. And it was so cool that they started doing it every month. And so it became this huge thing. A buddy of mine was in a band with a guy named Johnny Nicholas, and the last time he did the Ramble, it was him and Sheryl Crow and Elvis Costello. And it was always like this great group, you know, it was like one kind of unknown, and then like one kind of big star, and then one kind of So I'm starting one in April up in Campbell River, and I just think more people should do it. And like my thought is like have some like local kid come up first and play with a band, and then have somebody kind of mid-level like me, and bring in somebody who draws for tickets. But this is a perfect place for a ramble. Y'all ought to think about it. This may or may not be the audience participation part of the evening right now. Judging by that response, probably not. There you go. All right. Well, you'll get it. Guy, one more time for Guy on the sound, everybody. We're going to do a high-tech thing called a Fonzie. That's when you go like this. Ever you've been feeding your bed, haven't said you never can let them go, and you're stuck there chasing your little pink rabbits down their little rabbit hole, and you hear them wolves huffing and a puffing, sniffing out their prey, and you're sure enough tired of all this running, and you really gotta get away. Who wants to sing this with me? Do a little dancing. That's all you gotta say. Try it. Oh my, do a little dancing. Not bad, not bad. Now if you're searching for the man with the tattooed head and to get your head on right, and you burn the top down on some cellophane, hoping you get real tight, and they said don't be looking down your nose. I'm doing what I gotta do. I tell you to leave your worries with Coach and Jenny. It's sure time to bust your move. Oh my, that's right. Do a little dancing. You can dance in your sofas. Oh my, do a little dancing. You know we're letting go and we're feeling free. Don't be one of them wallflowers spinning. Come on in and dance with me, 'cause there ain't no problem now we ever seen. It can't be fixed by Simon Jolie. 2 a.m. done come too soon. We don't ever want to leave. Last chance. Oh my, do a little dance in Seattle, eat your heart out. Oh my, that's right, do a little dancing. All you gotta do is, oh my, do a little dancing. Oh my, do a little dancing. That might be the best that's ever been done. And I'm not just saying that because I've got t-shirts and trucker hats for sale. That's the best that's ever been done. I got CDs and vinyl for sale over there. Make sure you pick up one of Jonah's CDs over there too. I mean, after you buy mine, of course. Let's be reasonable. I have the softest t-shirts you'll ever touch. It's true. You come up, you feel, you got that thing over there, you're going to find out I got the soft t-shirt. Okay, I'm going to play a real quiet one right now, everybody. So, I have to say that because it seems like the louder I play, the louder you talk. So I'm going to fix that. I've worked hard to not have to play over people. In fact, I'm going to tell you a quick story. And maybe these guys, hey, you guys, it's a really, really, really good story if you want to hear it. If you're interested in the whole music thing, maybe, you know, I don't know. But so this guy I know, right? He was a famous musician, and well, it's just for us now. It's okay. It's just for us. It's fine. I don't get it. So this guy was a famous musician, you know, but he had kind of like a rough go of things, and he had to restart his career around the same age that I did. He was in his early 40s, and like he didn't want to be known as like a country guy, you know. He wanted to be known in the pantheon of great singer-songwriters. He wanted to be up there with like Guy Clark and Lucinda Williams and Townes Van Zandt. And so he humbled himself and he went and he got guitar lessons. And he learned how to finger pick because he wanted to write better songs. And so he was taking these lessons, and the guy said, play me one of your songs. And he played him one of the songs. He said, man, you gotta get out there and play the song. Do you have any more? And he played some more. He said, man, you gotta go. I know I can get you a gig. He said, nah, I don't know if I'm ready to go play a gig. So he finally talked my friend into it, and he goes and he plays at this place, and it's kind of like a Joe's Crab Shrimp Shack. And he's in the back, and he's playing his songs, you know, and he's like, why bother? Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you write music and you tear off little pieces of your soul and hope they fit the laws of music. Nobody cares. And then from the back of the room, right where you guys are, he hears this. And then all of a sudden, he's like, you know what? If one person tonight, and I keep this with me all the time, if one person tonight gets it, that's enough. That's good for me. And he looks up from his guitar and he sees a guy with a ketchup bottle going like this. I'm not lying. That's really what happened. That's what we go through. I don't mean to wreck your good time, but I'm trying to have one too. These people are listening. So, I've been very lucky. I made 2 albums this year. I've got 2 albums that are going to come out. One's a solo acoustic album I made down in Fulton on the Gulf Coast of Texas, and one is a blues and roots album I made in the Netherlands in October with a soul band called the Southern Aces. And I love that they're called the Southern Aces because they're from the south of the Netherlands, which is pretty awesome, right? They taught me some vernacular, and apparently in the south of the Netherlands, when you say goodbye, you go, howdo, which I think is great because it kind of sounds like howdy. So I was saying howdo and anything else I learned from Duolingo. I went to to Haarlem, which is right by Amsterdam, and I was having a meeting with a label executive, and at the end of it, I said, howdo, and he looks at me and he goes, you must be from the south. But anyway, this solo acoustic album is going to come out first. It's going to come out at the end of this month. And I wrote a little song about hope. And, yeah, I'm going to play it right now. darkest hour bows to morning light. And once again you've made it through the night. What's left to face? Will it lead to grace? Out of the dark into the dawn. A quiet voice proclaims the time is now. Yet you rose again with furrowed brow. Though the winds may blow through hills so high and valleys low, out of the dark into the dawn, out of the dark into the dawn. Storms ahead, then lightning tears the sky, but suns will always rise to clear the clouds from your eyes. Out of the dark into the dawn. The past is carved in lines upon your face to guide you with the strength you now embrace. So you make your move, nothing left to prove. Out of the dark into the dawn, out of the dark into the dawn. Oh, thanks. How are we doing so far? I mean, what are you going to say now? Like, that stinks. Willow warmed up, and I know Willow doesn't warm up to everybody, so I always feel like when a dog warms up to me that I'm doing something right. And I've been told, by the way, if Willow jumps up on a seat, let her do it. Just let her do it. Don't try and pet her. She's doing her thing. She's comfortable. And but my wife and I are dog people, you know. We have rescues and stuff, and I never had a dog when I was touring because I wouldn't do that, you know. It'd be crappy to leave a dog and have to constantly give him to somebody else and that kind of thing. But my wife's way too smart to go on the road with me. She knows that a good 2-hour gig is usually an 8-hour day, with like driving and meet and greet after and sound checks and checking into hotels. You know, like I say, it's a charmed life. I wouldn't trade it for anything. But we were walking down South Congress, and we went by this little shelter. It was a pop-up shelter, and this little chain link kind of fence. This little dog started nibbling my finger, and we grabbed him and took a look at him, and my wife was like, "Oh, do you like it?" And I said, No, that's my dog." And she was like, "Really? You really?" I said, No, that's my dog. So Oscar was kind of like a Corgi Terrier mix, you know, so he's like a little loaf of bread with legs. You know, his middle would go like this, and he knew he was the queen's dog, you know, he had a big tuft of hair, you know. He was very regal. But I had an album. I only got one left back there. It's I've got more in Austin, but I ran out of them on tour. It's called Sleeping Dogs. And Sleeping Dogs, a buddy of mine was like, "Oh, your single's Sleeping Dogs, title Sleeping Dogs. Just put a dog on the cover, man. You'll sell a ton." And I was like, I don't want to do that, But what we did was we took this super zoomed in shot of just his fur, and then his eye. And it looks like he's like just about to fall asleep. And then if you look deep into his eye, you see a picture of me playing my slide guitar, like real deep. And then you turn it around, and it's Oscar's butt. Because I know how to market. People like dogs. But this song got a lot of play in Austin, Texas. You can have a hit in Austin, Texas, and nobody else knows it any place, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. A manager, not my manager, came up to me and he was like, "I'm sick of hearing that song on the radio." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But we recorded this song the day Tom Petty died in the studio, and whether I liked it or not, he kind of crept in the studio. We were like, "Oh, what would Tom Petty do with this song?" Play it for you right now. Used to worry about everything, what you thought, what you think. Now I know I do what's right. I let the sleeping dogs lie. Every time I fall down, I once again feel the cold ground. Get up a little and I go on trying, and let the sleeping dogs lie. I let the sleeping dogs lie. Once you had me in your claws, never knew what was the cause. Oh, but I let go and I ceased to fight, and let the sleeping dogs lie. You said some things behind my back, well, I'm not so concerned with that. Your problem has never been mine. I let the sleeping dogs lie. I let the sleeping dogs lie. I let the sleeping dogs lie. Used to look for someone to blame. That's exactly when I lost again. No, my tears come from my eyes. I let the sleeping dogs lie. I see it clearly coming through the mist of a way to finally be done with this. The illusion of power, it fades with time. You let the sleeping dogs lie. I let the sleeping dogs lie. I let the sleeping dogs lie. I let the sleeping dogs lie. We all get the idea by now. She has a heart so true and kind, but what I love is a beautiful mind. All them troubles we can leave behind, and let the sleeping dogs lie. I think it officially just got hot enough for me to take my scully off. So, although it's probably not a good idea. But yeah, I love playing that song. I always think of Oscar when I play that song. So I don't play a lot of covers. These are all homegrown songs. But right now I'm gonna play a cover for you. Every once in a while I get asked to do something, like a charity gig or something. And I got asked to do this one charity gig, and I had to play a Beatles song. And usually, like, that's a tough deal. Because, I mean, like, what are you going to do? You're not going to do it better. So you got two choices when you do a gig like that. You got to just do the song as faithfully as you can, and hopefully people will sing along, or you got to try and make it your own. And so I always try and opt for the second of those two things. And I was looking for a song to do for this charity gig, and I found this old song called Wait. And it's a cool song, you know, it's kind of typical Beatles in that it's like a little kind of, you know, happy rocker ditty, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that song. It's, wait till I come back to your side, we'll forget the tears. And they're like, like the Beatles did. And I was like, man, those lyrics are dark. The Beatles will slide it right by you. They'll play like this happy rock song, and the lyrics are so sad. I was like, man, I've been writing all these happy songs. I got married, I got my life together, I got, you know, a new career, all these good things are happening, and I was like, man, I'm gonna draw on the dark period a little bit. That'd be fun. So I came up with this version, and every once in a while, now that I've gotten more comfortable playing all my own songs at gigs, I do a little cover. There's a couple of EPs back there, and they're called Covered and Uncovered, Volume 1 and 2, and this is on one of them. It's sort of an acoustic band, but... It's been a long time now, I'm coming back home. I've been away now, oh how I've been alone. Wait till I come back to your side, we'll forget the tears we've cried. But if your heart breaks, don't wait, turn me away. And if your heart's strong, hold on, I won't delay. Wait till I come back to your side, we'll forget the tears we've cried. I feel as though you ought to know that I've been good, well, good as I can be. And if you do, I trust in you, know that you will wait for me. It's been a long time now, I'm coming back home. I've been away now, oh how I've been alone, yeah. Wait till I come back to your side, we'll forget the tears we've cried. I feel as though you ought to know that I've been good, as good as I can be. And if you do, I trust in you, and know that you will wait for me. But if your heart breaks, don't wait, turn me away. And if your heart's strong, hold on, I won't delay. Wait till I come back to your side, we'll forget the tears we cried. It's been a long time now, I'm coming back home. I've been away now, oh I want to give my friend Hayden a one-song warning here. I'm not. If you're gonna get a friend up to do a song, then you try and give them a one-song warning. Otherwise, it's what's known as dropping them in the grease. I don't want to drop him in the grease, but I really want to thank you, Hayden, and I really want to thank all of you for coming and listening to somebody you never heard before. There's only a handful of peoples here that I've seen from other gigs. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming. But everybody else doesn't know me from Adam. I can play new songs all night. They're all new to you. Doesn't matter. But I do appreciate it. Oh, thank you. I love being loved. What's that? Oh, thank you. Let's do this one. This is about a house I used to live in. It's from my latest album. It's about from a house I used to live in. And I'm really glad I don't live there anymore. Well, the floorboard's creaking. I think it's gonna give. And the tin roof's leaking. But it's where I have to live. The pipes, they are bursting and belch. The worst thing is yet to come. But all of my hatred and despise for this place, you know I'd rather be than out in the rat race. This world is too big for me. I'm so afraid of my shadow. I only crawl to the cellar that's safe. Rotten mold, you know it's dark and and a sight to behold. Well, so everyone can see the mess that is me. I had a stranger knock upon my own front door. When they reached for my handle, when they fell down to the floor, and I tried to hide my embarrassment and shame, but it's falling apart, and there's no one left to blame. Some things I think down will never erase. Cold smell of fear in your stone horror face. And you fell through the wall. I knew it was there. You decided you would never be. Come back again, and you know I don't need company. Oh, I'd rather be alone. The lines are down for you. Why bother with a phone? Well, the curtains are torn, so everyone can see the mess that is me. I could take one step away from what I call home, but I was never born to ramble. I never wanted to roam. I never get letters or check my mail. Portraits and phone from rusted nails, and I'm reminded of the advice an old friend had to give. He said, if you don't take care of home, where the hell you gonna live? Well, the window's broken, so everyone can see the mess that is me. The mess that is me. Thank you so much.